All right, back into this one here, 600 Supersport, and what a day at the office we've got planned here. A fabulous championship battle unfolding, 1 point in the title, and this one's going to go all 3 races this weekend. At the moment, Rogan Chandler leads ahead of Jake Lewis and Cormac Buchanan, and Luca Durning, who continues to impress. He's there in about 4th place. Right, let's pick it up right now out of turn number 8 into turn number 9. Our race leaders go. It's a big 4-way train, so let's see how long they can withstand this pace. Jesse Stroud is the one in 5th place, so shout out to Jesse on the Helicraft Racing MV Augusta. So a good top 5 on the cars. Bevan McLaren Wood under a bit of a fitness cloud here as we get a big crash at the Motorfest last weekend. So to have him out there in it will be 6th place, fantastic, with Avalon Biddle, Aaron Hassan, Blaze Heaven and Dan Jenkins. Your classy top 10 as our 600s roll down the back straight. This is a fabulous looking 3-way fight. This is the top 3 in your championship, but how will they finish? There's only 1 point between Jake Lewis and Cormac Buchanan, and then only another handful back to Rogan Chandler. So the equation is pretty simple. It's going to be winner take all out of this 3-way fight here as Rogan Chandler ticks off another lap. Jake Lewis in 2nd, Cormac Buchanan, who's having a little look, not quite close enough to his teammate there. This is all on. They're nearly touching each other's wheels as they go around turn 1. Luca Durning is coming along for the ride as well. Great to have him getting stronger and stronger, and he is had a wonderful lead into the summer as well. But he's having a little chip to the Australian Superbike Championship, so we wish him all the best on his endeavours this season. And right now, mixing it up with our top championship contenders, himself is in 7th in the championship on 98 points, so looking to climb a few pegs on the ladder as well, and this top 4 result will be going a long way. So let's hope we can see him maybe even get into podium contention. That will be fabulous as we look to Luca. So far, no trips to the podium. He's had a 4th placing last weekend, so that was his best result of the summer. This will be podium watch for Luca Durning, perhaps on the dentist machine. So look at that, Chandler, Jake Lewis and Cormac Buchanan. We have had some absolutely electric battles with these guys so far in the 6-round championship. And this one here, shaping up to be a 12 lap at a remember for sure. And this one pivotal for the championship. Because like we said, 1 point between Jake Lewis and Cormac Buchanan. There's 6 points between Jake Lewis and Rogan Chandler. And now with Cormac getting pole position, that's actually now even on points. So you often forget about that pole position bonus point. So even on points, 193 points apiece, the 2 Blue Crew L-Thin window system Yamahas. And let's have a look as they tick off another lap. Rogan Chandler doing exactly what he needs to do. He is the one 6 point down in the championship. He just needs to start winning races. And this is going to go a long way on the Top Cat Roofing Ray Clear Motorcycles Suzuki machine. He's turned up to play here this weekend. So go Rogan Chandler, the number 15, flies into the S's for what will be the 3rd time here, 8 laps to go, so that'll be the 4th time through the S's. We've got Jake Lewis doing a good job, not only keeping his teammate at bay, but hunting down Rogan Chandler. So look at those 3 of them out of turn number 5 on the run to 6 and 7. Fabulous to watch is Luca Durning. He's right there as well, so great pace Luca Durning. This is fabulous to watch. Then look out in behind them, Morgan McLaren Wood there. So that's a fabulous 5th place. Go to Avalon Biddle in 6th, and then Jesse Stroud at Helicraft Racing Barcard MV Augusta. Running at what will be 7th place on one of his real debut rides in that 600 Supersport Championship level. He's had a couple of little trips on that MV Augusta, but this is going to feel pretty good for the young man who's in the 300s as well, so double classing, as well as Cormac Buchanan. So some busy young men out there. And look at Avalon Biddle, she'll be always really handy to the pace. So go now, Girl Power with Avalon Biddle. She's sitting there about 6th place. Look down the back straight, there's nothing in it as maybe a lead change as Jake Lewis tries to go up the inside of Rogan Chandler into the flip-flop. He gets it braked, he gets it done. Jake Lewis now with the lead, and Rogan Chandler dives straight back on the inside into turn 14. It's an unbelievable move, but has he gone in a bit deep? It's going to be the undercut for Jake Lewis. He's going to retake it, and this is unbelievable as Rogan has another little look up the inside, so they've swapped positions a couple of laps. couple of corners in a row, and now it's going to be Jake Lewis who commands this one out of turn number 1. Rogan Chandler, Corn Buchanan, who's now right there in the mix as well, and Luca Durning, the best seat in the house to watch these three going at it. And don't rule him out for some real glory in this one, as we've still got a massive 7 laps to go. This is heating up nicely as Rogan Chandler looks up the inside in turn number 5. That is a bold move, and it means Jake just has to get off the gas a little bit earlier. Corn Buchanan has a little bit of a look, but these guys, fearsome racing out there. Look at them go. And meanwhile, we've got Avalon Biddle having a little look up the inside, not quite close enough to Morgan McLaren Wood, but Av will be looking to try and get at least into that top 5. As we hope Morgan, he's got that shoulder heavily strapped. He's got a bit of an injury cloud this weekend, so we wish him all the best to try and get that Bernard Racing machine home and some quality results. He's looking wonderful in the championship as well. Down at about 8th place, looking to climb that ladder. Doing all he needs to do at the moment. Jesse Stroud, his first weekend at the office for him. He will not be part of the championship picture, but great to have him straight on the pace on that MV Augusta Helicraft racing machine. So look out, the race leaders, 4 of them down that back straight. Can we see Rogan Chandler still there? Jake Lewis has another little look, but not quite close enough this time around. We've still got a massive amount of time on this one, only halfway through when they cross the stripe. So Rogan Chandler, Jake Lewis, Corn Buchanan, Luca Durning. This is absolutely on. I'm not going to know who's going to win this one here from here. As at the halfway stage, it's definitely advantage Rogan Chandler. Look at Corn Buchanan, he's just looking for some new lines. It's quite a challenging track to try and pass a really good hard charging man like Jake Lewis and Rogan Chandler, 2 very, very good late braking competitors. So if you're going to do a move on them, it's going to have to be something special. And those 4, they have just cleared out and gone. Back there is Avalon Biddle in 5th place. So Av, well done on the KMD MTF Kawasaki. Has now got some clear track and can, while these guys jostle in front, that is a pretty big gap she's got to reel in, but now with a clean track, no one to jostle with, but maybe Avalon Biddle could maybe sneak up. I'm surprised this quartet in front of her. Morgan McLaren Wood and Jesse Stroud still there, right there. Aaron Hassan continues his absolutely wonderful summer. He is there in what will be 8th place. And behind him will be Dan Jenkins, who is there in 9th place. He's been running in our top 10. That's the update we give you as our race leaders fly down into turn 11. I want to give a massive big shout out to SJ Cavell, who's not with us for this North Island leg of this summer. He's had a crash at round number 4 at Teretonga Park Raceway. We wish you all the very best, SJ, and it's great to have you tuning in and watching. So amazing to see the smile on your face again, and we wish you the very, very best, and a big shout out to you as well as our race leaders go into the flip-flop. Rogan Chandler. Corn Buchanan is now up in 2nd place. We've got the update for you, the number 14, the teenage sensation. He really desperately wants this championship. He's got an international flight at 9 p.m. tomorrow night, so he's going to be cutting it fine whether he can finish the race program off and get out of here in time. And he's going to just do the very best he can. All he's focused on right now is the next 4 or 5 laps of this one here. As it's Rogan Chandler. Man, this is electric racing from Rogan. I saw him this morning and he's just really, really excited and focused on the task at hand. He's loving the Radcliffe Motorcycles Top Cat Roofing Suzuki machine. He reckons it's really suited for this place, and he has turned up to play. Colin McCann has a bit of a moment coming out of turn number 5. He has to get off the gas early, and that could be a little bit of a buffer that Rogan Chandler needs to try and break the toe. It's going to be some hard charging racing from one of those guys that's going to take a pretty bold win here. And we'll have a look at that split time here, because Avalon Biddle, who's sitting there in 5th place, 5.5 seconds off, so 5.5 seconds. We'll keep an eye on that gap. She's running out of laps, but potentially there's a chance with some clean track ahead of her, and we'll just keep an eye on lap time here. She's a lot quicker than Luca Durning in 4th place, so definitely the speed is the time there for Avalon Biddle to try and get up on that 4-way podium fight. There's Rogan Chandler, Corn Buchanan and Jake Lewis with Luca Durning there in 4th place. Is Luca just hanging back and waiting for these guys to play all their cards early? Or has Luca got something special up his sleeve? This is going to be a fabulous end to this race. So Rogan Chandler with Jake Lewis having a look. No, not quite close enough. Corn Buchanan dives around the outside of Rogan Chandler and into the flip-flop. That is an unbelievable move as we see him coming out of turn 14. And now it's going to be Corn Buchanan. We saw him do this last weekend, and then he pulled the trigger and really took off with it. So can these guys answer straight back, or is this what the teenage sensation Corn Buchanan needs in this championship? He is now leading out of turn number 1 for the first time in this race with only 4 laps to go. Rogan Chandler now with work to do as we see them through the S's. We've got Jake Lewis hanging on for dear life, and Luca Durning right there as well. This is an unbelievable 4-way fight. We've got Avalon Biddle there in 5th place. She's held strong that 5.5 second gap, so with only 4 laps to go, desperately running out of time to try and catch up to the podium fight. And then Morgan McLaren Wood, who's now under a little bit of pressure from Jessie Stroud, so hopefully Morgan got enough in the tank to hang on for this one here. Like we talked about, had a bit of a crash last weekend at the Motorfest. And he'll be digging deep for this weekend here. 3 big, massive races. They've got an 8-lapper tomorrow and a 12-lapper in the afternoon. So after this one here, still plenty of points up for grabs, still plenty of racing. But in a really pivotal part of the championship, because we've got yellow flags down in turn 11. So maybe a bit of drama. Hopefully everything will be okay. We had 4 of our race leaders. I think we've still got 4 down there as well. So no change to our race 4. As we see them all flying out of the back straight and down here. So Corn Buchanan, he has now got the biggest advantage anyone's had in this race. He may have just done that little bit of magic to pull the trigger. Rogan Chandler still there in 2nd place. Jake Lewis and Luca Durning unchanged. Your top 4 from a lap ago. As it's just starting to get down to the crunch here. 3 laps to go now for Corn Buchanan, who's got that race lead ahead of Rogan Chandler. Jake Lewis trying desperately to get in front of Rogan. He knows that if his teammate gets away, it could be exactly what that young man needs in this championship. They are locked on points. Whoever wins this race is going to be leading the championship out of Jake Lewis and Cormac Buchanan, with Rogan Chandler 6 points back. He needs to start winning races if he wants this championship. It's all on at the front, and don't count out Luca Durning to spoil the party for some of these guys as well, because he's in line for potentially his first podium with an electric 3 laps to go. So this is nail-biting stuff at the front. They've got Avalon Biddle, who's still there in 4th place, and have a look at the split times there. She's now out to 7 seconds, so she's actually holding firm there in 5th. Morgan McLaren Wood and Jessie Stroud still there in 5th, and that'd be 6th and 7th place. 8th for Dan Jenkins, ahead of Carl Hooper, who's now into 9th place. Heaven is ahead of Marcus Reed Bloomfield. They go back to Jacob Pearce and Paul Jenkins, with Ben Timmins around in 14th, and Aaron Hassan potentially the one who's gone down into turn 11. So hopefully everything okay. We were just talking how good Aaron Hassan's been this summer, and hopefully nothing too major down there. So let's get out and have a look down the back straight. Corn Buchanan, he's now streaking away. So I think with a couple of laps to go and they cross the line, this could be exactly what this teenage sensation needs. This is a pivotal part of the championship, with them tied on points. If Jake gets buried in 3rd place for these results, it'll be a massive 9-point swing. So let's get excited for Cormac Buchanan, the toast of the South Island here at the moment. And the whole world is watching as this man goes over to Europe on an international flight on Sunday evening. We can't wait to follow the exploits of this man and see him take on the world in the Red Bull Rookies Cup and the European Junior Cup as well. So here we go. The World Juniors awaits Corn Buchanan on the 14 right now. The task at hand for him is the 600 Supersport Championship, where he is tied for the points lead. And then go back to Rogan Chandler, who had a wonderful start to this race. He's now fighting for dear life to hang on to that 2nd. Jake Lewis is in 3rd with Luca Durning there in 4th. He's getting quicker and quicker as this championship unfolds as well. And then look out them go to Avalon Biddle, Morgan McLaren Wood and Jessie Stroud. Still unchanged, your 5th, 6th and 7th. But, this is going to heat up all right at the front. Let's check it out. Corn Buchanan, 1.6 seconds. That's the biggest lead anyone's ever had in this race so far. It's been an awesome 12-lapper. Something to look out for as our leaders into turn 11. Rogan Chandler desperately trying to not only chase down Cormac, but he's got to hang on. They're hard charging. Jake Lewis there in 3rd place, with Luca Durning ready to go as well at a moment's notice, as we see Cormac, a decent buffer. Jake putting a bit of pressure on Rogan, not quite close enough into the flip-flop, but Rogan Chandler, Top Cat Roofing Machine, so good under brakes into there, as this is going to take something special. The white flag is now out, 1 lap to go. Corn Buchanan leads ahead of Rogan Chandler, Jake Lewis and Luca Durning. There's nothing in that battle for the podium. Who's it going to be? Because Luca Durning right there to pounce at a moment's notice, with up to Avalon Biddle still there, 5th place. Morgan McLaren Wood and Jessie Stroud, they are still there. And unchanged in 6th and 7th, we've got Dan Jenkins behind them. And 8th place with Carl Hooper, charging hard. He's a little bit quicker than Dan, so can he try and get himself up into the top 8? We've got Blaze Heppen, Marcus Reed Bloomfield, Jacob Pearce, Paul Jenkins, and Ben Timmins, our remaining 14 runners here in 600 Supersport. What an electric class we've had, and what an electric young man we've got leading this race here. Corn Buchanan, can he do this? If he takes this one, it's a 5-point advantage into tomorrow with 2 races to go. Still a massive amount of the championship to unfold, but tomorrow we've got an 8-lap race in the morning and a 12-lap race in the afternoon. Jake Lewis looking racy into turn number 8. There's not much room to pass around there, but he's going to give it a good go anyway. They're side by side around out of turn number 9 and down towards the hairpin. This is going to be all on. I think Corn Buchanan, he's got enough of a buffer in the bag. It'll take maybe a mistake or something absolutely brutally bad luck to cost Corn Buchanan from here. You'd have to think as Rogan Chandler and Jake Lewis are frantically trying to sort out who's going to be second in this race. So let's get excited. The teenage sensation for the first time in this championship will lead after he gets through the next couple of corners. There's 3 of them going into the flip-flop together, and Rogan hangs on to that for the moment as Cormac out of turn 14. He'll win this one and take 25 points in a brilliant performance. Rogan Chandler is going to hang on ahead of Jake Lewis. And then we've got Luca Durning, who gave it absolutely everything into that final couple of corners. He'll have to come home in 4th, and he will know how good his pace is. So look out for him. He'll get better and better as the weekend unfolds, and that will be podium watch for him for sure. Can he get his first podium? I reckon he certainly can. But this is going to be a pretty good podium to go and catch up with, because our 3 championship contenders all on the podium. So we go into tomorrow, but now it'll be Cormac Buchanan who will have a 9-point lead over Jake Lewis, and another a decent it'll be 11 points. It'll be 11 points back to Rogan in 3rd, 9 points to Jake in 3rd. So is that the advantage Cormac Buchanan needs? He's now leading the championship with that race win. Rogan Chandler and Jake Lewis, what a day at the office they've had. They'll be short of breath for sure when we go and catch up with him. Luca Durning, a shout out to him. That was a brilliant performance on the Dentist supported Suzuki machine. 4th place for him, and right there, half a second off the podium. Avalon Biddle, a horror star for Ab, but caught her way up into 5th place, so she'll be happy with her pace and ready to reload for tomorrow's 2 big races. Morgan McLaren Wood, shout out to him. That's a good 6th place with the fitness cloud he's under. And then we got for Jesse Stroud, Dan Jenkins, Carl Huber and Blaze Heaven taking us down to 10th place. Let's go and catch up with our contenders at the podium. It's going to be pretty good, and we'll catch you in a minute. of our New Zealand Superbike Championships.
Attention pits, 300 Super Sport, 300 Super Sport. It's a 2-minute call for you, ladies and gentlemen. 300 Super Sport, 2-minute call, thank you.